Hey!
This is JJ and Alex.
I made a name for myself, I told you I won't be denied.
As you wrap up your day, it's time to get your fix of the teams you live for and the sports you love. This is JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome on in, everybody. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Bad news, the weekend's over. The holiday's over. Back to work for all of us. Back to school. Back to the grind. But here we're here for you. We're here to help you get through the first day of this grind. Jeremiah Jensen. Sly Sylvester in for Alex Kirry. One more day. No days off. But who wants days off right now when it comes to sports?
I was just about to say, I was like, every day is the weekend, right? You gotta
feels
love
like it.
You gotta have blind optimism, right? You just gotta take it like
Is that
every
why you're
day
wearing
is
those
Friday.
sunglasses, looking like Stevie Wonder in studio today?
Hey, this puts you like, I just think of Big Daddy, right? He's like, put on these shades, you're invisible now, you have ultimate confidence. That is exactly how I feel when I put my shades on. Nap knows it. I get in the building, I put my shades on, and I'm ready to go. And that's exactly how everybody should be attacking their week.
I like that. A little Monday motivation for you.
Whatever it is, you could have a keychain, your lucky rabbit's foot, whatever it is. Mine is my shades, right? I feel it. I do it. Let's get it done.
Like I said, Sly's one of those people who's so cool, his life has a soundtrack. Sly has a soundtrack.
I got to meet Corey Hart one of these days.
I have not attained that. Is Corey Hart still with us? I mean, that song came out a long time ago.
That was 86. He got to still be here. Let's look this up here.
We can't move on with the show until we know the current status of Corey Hart.
He's 63.
Okay. He's still with us.
Yeah. It's all good, man.
Corey Hart.
I love it. Attack the Monday. Absolutely love it. Woke up with a smile on my face. We made it to another year here in January, another week. Absolutely awesome. So much stuff going on. Steelers game last night, I think it's that probably kicked me off with some good energy because seeing the Ravens demise the way it is and all the memes from last night is just absolutely electric.
Doesn't your heart go out a little bit to Tyler Loop, a rookie kicker?
It does not. It does not.
You're a true Steeler.
Yeah, no, the football players, everybody knows kickers, you got one job, bro. One job, kick the ball.
Screw them guys.
He's read the lips of Derrick Henry last night. He missed that? Yeah, you missed that. And honestly, here's the thing.
You see Lamar's presser?
No, I did not.
He was just mad.
Mad. Lamar, you missed so many games and busted up the season like crazy. So Tyler Loop you shouldn't have let. Here's the thing: is what every coach will tell you. Don't let it come down to the last game. Right? Be the Broncos where you're in.
Or the last quarter, or the last. There was a lot of last night.
Right.
For both teams.
Right.
You're right.
Boswell missing the extra point. What in the heck is that all about?
I thought that had cost them the game.
Right. Because
that's one of the best kickers in the world.
Yeah, and you got 2 minutes for Lamar Jackson to get 30 yards, and then they let that big kick return go? Oh, man, there's storyline after storyline.
But then the Ravens are, like, messing around, like, just... They had over a minute and three timeouts.
I was telling you what they should be doing.
What kind of plays are they running right now? Get down the field.
You were pissed.
Right down
funny.
the middle and give your kicker a chance.
You got 3 timeouts with less than.
They were 4th and 7 at the 50 after that kickoff.
Yeah.
How did you get to 4th and 7? This is why
you
the
were
Baltimore Ravens
yeah.
are not in the playoffs. They kind of earned it.
That was funny.
You know who earned being in the playoffs though, and is going to be the number 1 seed in the AFC? My Denver Broncos.
Hey, congratulations! I told you when they drafted Bo Nix, I like him and Sean Payton. Together.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
That's right, but not with you, Russell.
Hey, Nap, they are trying to get over this Russell Wilson hump, right? They are 10 first-round draft picks.
Still paying some price.
$260 million later.
From the Broncos.
He is.
Unbelievable.
$13 million from the Giants this year. What is it? $3 million from Steelers last year, and $40 from the Broncos every single year.
That's insane.
That's beautiful. To not play football.
Good for you, Russell.
Hey.
Good for you.
And he's got a fine wife. $50-60 million coming in the bank every year to do nothing.
One of the best jobs you can have in the world, backup quarterback in the NFL.
Hey, trophy husband too, man. I mean, I'm living. I'm trophy husband, man. I take that title very seriously, man, and wear it loud and proud, man. So you got to make it happen. And
Is that what
Russell
the
Wilson's
warden calls you?
Hey, she doesn't call me. I take that title. That's a self-aware title. All right, I call. She don't want to call it to you. I'll let her know, and then I say it enough, and then she'll start saying it.
This guy wears sunglasses indoors, and he calls himself a trophy husband.
Put it in
Life
the Louvre.
goals. Life goals right here.
Put it in the Louvre.
Good for you. We got more NFL talk coming up. We can't get too far into it because we got an NFL Blitz coming up at 3:30. What we do need to dig into, Sly, was when you were in Friday, we there was a lot of stuff that we figured was going to get itself sorted out over the weekend. Assistant coaches at Utah, what was Morgan Scalley going to do? Who was he going to hire? We talked about some of the names that might be floating out there and what had developed. Well, now we have a lot of answers to those questions. Mm-hmm. And the move of Kyle Whittingham not only affected Utah in a big way, but it affected BYU even more over the weekend, and it actually affected Utah State. Even the Aggies catching strays from Kyle Whittingham. Man.
Domino effect.
Talk about dominoes. So we got to get into this because I think that Utah fans specifically want to hear your opinion on what Morgan Scalley has done to build his staff. And BYU fans want to hear as well what your thoughts are on all this change, because you're very familiar with some of these assistant coaches at not just Utah, but at BYU and Utah State as well. So let's get into it. That's going to be the cut here at 3 o'clock. Let's go.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is what made the cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
The cut's brought to you by Trajan Wealth. Our friends at Trajan Wealth. Give them a call today, your local financial fiduciary, 801-899-7600, or visit their website at trajanwealth.com. Morgan Scalley is almost done building his new staff. It didn't take him long, nor should it. We were talking before the show about the urgency that these coaches have to have in this world because of the calendar, and we'd all love to see the calendar changed, and I think that it needs to be changed. As Nick Saban talked about on College Game Day last week, I agree with everything he said, but that's not going to help these coaches right now. You have a transition, and you've got signing day coming up in February. You've got the transfer portal that opened on Friday. You've got all these moving parts going on. And in the meantime, you've got to build a staff that you believe can get the job done at the highest level. And I know Morgan Scalley believes he can compete and win Big 12 championships. And so you need to be able to build a staff that can accomplish that goal. And I'm sure anybody who aspires to be in a major position, I'm not even just talking about football. I'm talking about in life. You want to be a CEO of a company. You want to build your own company. You want to be in the hot seat. You want that on your shoulders. You want to be in charge. You want to run the show. You don't just walk into that and fall into it and think, oh, well, what do I do now? You go into that with a pretty good idea of how you want to do things and what you want to accomplish. Sure, there's lessons you're going to need to learn along the way, but you've been in the business long enough. You've watched a mentor or two or three go through the process. Not your first rodeo, even though it's your first opportunity. So Morgan Scalley is now the CEO of Utah football. And you look at the moves that he's made. Kevin McGiven is the new offensive coordinator. He comes to Utah from Utah State. Kevin McGiven is a Utah native, grew up in Orem. He's bounced around all over the country, but he's also coached here in the state. And I think Morgan did what you'd expect him to do is he dipped in with a lot of guys that he already knows and trusts or respects. He brought back Chad Bumpus as a wide receiver coach. He brought back Derek Odom as a safeties coach. These are names that Utah fans, if you're a diehard Utah football fan, you're very familiar with. And, of course, he really dipped into the legendary Ute.
The alumni pool.
And I think he would actually like to do more of this. I think he'd love to have Eric Weddle on his staff at some point in time. It's not the right time for Eric.
If not a position, just a media darling. Can you just get Eric on the Weddle on the radio every single day?
He could have his own show
and just talk to him. I freaking love talking to that guy.
He's great, and I think at some point, Eric Weddle's going to join the staff and coach with Morgan Scalley.
Him and Scalley are tight.
His son's in high school right now, and he's a great player. And I think they're having a really special experience sharing with that a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity there down in Southern California. But don't be shocked if now that this move has happened that Eric Weddle ends up on a Utah coaching staff at some point. Mm-hmm. But to bring Jordan Gross in, a potential NFL Hall of Famer, and a unanimous All-American at Utah, one of the all-time greats. If you're going to put the list together of top 5, top 10 Utes, or a starting Utah football team all-time, Jordan Gross is on every one of those lists.
He's on that list, yeah.
So it's not very often, and there's an example of Luther Ellis being on the defensive side for Utah, which has worked great. Sometimes it doesn't always work to bring back former players. Just because you're a former player and you had success as a player
doesn't mean you're a good coach.
Does not make you a great coach. But Jordan Gross has not just been standing around doing nothing since he retired from the NFL.
Right.
He spent a lot of time with the Carolina Panthers organization as a broadcaster in different roles with that organization. And for the last 4 years, he's been a high school football coach. He's been in the trenches at the high school level and developed one of the top offensive tackles in the entire country, who's now coming to Utah. So the Jordan Gross hire is really interesting to bring him on staff. I like the collection that Morgan Scalley has brought together. The question now is we need to see it happen. And that'll happen in the coming days and weeks and months. But right now, hot take from Sly, you've observed what he's done. I'm sure you know a lot of these guys and you support what he's done. Why do you think this collection of assistant coaches that Morgan Scalley has brought into this program is going to be successful?
One is because every move that I've seen is well thought out, right? It is calculated. It is made with purpose. There's reason. And I think anybody that makes decisions and they do it with reason and thought, it's got to work out, right? It's what they tell you when you play football. There's many different ways to make a tackle, right? If you get ran over and the guy's down or goes out to push him out of bounds, that's still a tackle, right? And I think there's many different ways to go about this, coaches. There's not one single way to do it. And one, I absolutely love this because check this out. As a high school recruit or as a transfer guy, or you're talking to anybody in Utah staff, to have Jordan Gross or Luther Ellis come into your living room and tell you to come to their school, tell you what they're going to do, tell you their NFL connections and how that helps people get drafted and make it to the next level. And now with NIL and what it is, you can make money at the same time. Like that just automatically enhances your value and your favorability when you're talking to people. Jordan Gross is a big name, not just in Utah, but across the NFL. I mean, I played against Jordan Gross in Carolina, and he had Joe Thomas type of a resume.
Right, and respect around the league.
Respect around the league, yeah. Right? And so he has that, and then he's came back and he's recruited and he's developed one of the top O-linemen in all of the country that's just committed to the University of Utah, right? Just there's going to be a lot more of that happening. And then for the Utah community, right, there's a name you know. You're bringing guys to Utah, and this is what I love about Morgan, because all his moves is totally and 1,000% Morgan Scalley, homegrown, right? I'm bringing Utah to Utah. I'm bringing Utah alumni to Utah. I'm making this program homegrown, and that is how we're going to go about this with people that want to be here. And I know that's Morgan Scalley's mentality. I want people that want to be here, and there's nobody else that wants to be here than alumni that's grinded, had success, and loves this university than these alumni. Right? I love it. Luther Ellis, he could coach anywhere. He's been coaching with the Broncos, the Detroit Lions. He could coach at so many levels. He's got kids. He could do what Dion does, right? And coaches kids at every level if he wanted to. But he wants to be here at the University of Utah because he's making a difference. He's making a difference in these kids' lives. And I absolutely love that. And you're just fulfilling this roster with all that stuff, right? And so on the offensive side, they got to do, I think, the positions that they need to fill, which is QB coach, which McGiven can take over at the same time if he wanted to. Tight ends and one more position. I don't think those are huge positions that is where it's just like, oh, we need to figure that out. Right, I think he's got the main positions covered. Right, from defensive coordinator DNs because we got to bring back Sack Lake City. So I love the hire he made there. But O-line, right? That is Utah football, right? And I don't think I didn't even have Jordan Gross on my radar until it popped up, and I'm like, oh, wow, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Right. And so absolutely love what Morgan Scalley's doing. I think that he's putting his touch on this program, and I absolutely love it. And I love the direction that we're going. I'm happy for the coaches that left, Lou Powell, Coach Elisaya, Harding, Beck, all those guys. I met and talking with those guys the last few years. I absolutely love all of them. And I wish nothing but their success except for when they play Utah, as I do everybody else, man. But this is great. It's trending upward, and I tell you, folks, put your money on Morgan. I really do. That guy just knows how to work, and he's very attentive. He's very smart. He's been ready for this job for some years. And we talked about it, right? What the Utah football program has gone through the last 5 years since 2020 has to be worth 15 years of experience.
For the coaches there, it probably felt like 15 years.
Right.
They've had to deal with some really
Morgan
challenging and heavy stuff.
Has been the coach in waiting that entire time.
Right.
So he's been putting together his game plan for essentially 15 years, if you want to say that, right? He's knew who he wanted. He knows how to go into games. He knows how to game plan, man. And he knows, and I think that the D coordinator hire has to be within, and Colton Swan. I think he's been prepping Colton Swan for this job for a very long time, right? And it's something where he can be like, Colton, or Coach Swan, I'm going to give you the keys. And then I'm going to focus on my rapport with McGiven, right? And that's awesome. And they have that chemistry and relationship that if Coach Swan has any questions or anything like that, he can ask Scalley. And there will be no like, oh, I don't know if Scalley will like. There's none of that. They have a relationship already. Right now, Morgan can focus that completely on this offense and get going. And McGiven, the only thing I don't like about him is it feels like this guy has been everywhere. He's been coaching.
Right.
He's been coaching for a long time, and he's been bouncing around a lot of places. And I guess the longest place he's been is San Jose State from 18 to 24, which he had a lot of success there. He did a lot of great
San
things.
Jose State used to be a joke.
Yes.
And between him and you had the coach at Arizona was there for a while. Sorry, the name's escaping me.
I don't remember.
Yeah, Brent Brennan. Sorry,
Brent Brennan.
Thank you. Yeah, Brent Brennan was there for a while, and he was there part of that. And then of course, Ken Niumatalolo was coming there, and he's done a good job. San Jose State is competitive now in football.
Oh yeah,
they're respectable.
Right
now, they won a Mountain West championship.
But you have to respect starting from nothing and going up.
To your point, building something and having success somewhere that never had it before, honestly,
right,
is impressive.
Right.
You just look at what he did recently up at Utah State, and I'll be honest, like Utah State, they're going to be fine. Bronco's going to get that thing going. Robert and I, by the way, and Bronco reunited in Logan now. Mm-hmm. Robert and I was hired within the hour after the announcement that Kevin McGiven was leaving.
That was a quick text.
That was like, okay, Rob, you ready? It was crazy.
I see you're not doing nothing, Rob. Come up here with me and Logan.
We got an open position, and he was probably already on the plane. But that's going to go. I think that's obviously there's a lot of rapport there and some trust and a lot of history between Bronco and Robert and I. But Kevin McGiven went there for 1 year at Utah State, and I'll be honest with you, it's really tough at Utah State to build a really solid offensive line. It's just really hard to get great offensive linemen at the G5 level.
To go to Logan, it's not a premier destination that people would want to go.
Well, the second you develop an offensive lineman there, they're in the portal and they're getting paid at a P4.
Right.
We see it every year. And there's another one.
And that's
Junior
exactly
C is in the
what
transfer
we talked
portal.
about.
Utah State develops an offensive lineman, and then are off to the next place. Right. And so my point being is he went in there with an offensive line that was developing and building and still was able to run the ball all over the place and put up a really impressive offense that put a lot of points on the board. And I think Utah fans, Coach Beck was only here for a year. Mm-hmm. And most of the reactions I'm gathering are from social media, so take that with a grain of salt because I don't think Twitter and social media is real life all the time. I think you get a different opinion in the real world than you would from the one percenters on social media. But there was a lot of people that were really freaked out when Coach Beck was leaving. It's like, we finally got a good offensive coordinator that's giving us a dynamic offense, and now, boom, they're gone.
That's what happens with success.
Right. guys are going to move on. They're going to move on to the next challenge.
Yeah.
So I guess to resolve some concerns that some Utah fans may have, what can Kevin McGiven do with the personnel they have right now with what you've noticed about what he does? Because I think what stands out to me about what he does is he's able to be versatile and adapt to personnel. Because you had to do that at San Jose State, right?
And that's what
you
I liked
only have
about
so
Beck.
many guys.
That's what I liked about Beck, is his ability
and that's
to
what
do that.
at the G5 level,
Yeah.
that's what you have to do to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And they both proved they could do that. If you're questioning, well, you're losing Beck, what are you getting him McGiven? I think you're getting a very similar offensive coordinator.
Right, and look at that. What Beck was able to do at New Mexico, right? We had to translate that and see how that would work in the Big 12, and that worked out well.
Yeah.
Right, and I think that's going to be the same thing with McGiven. What I like about McGiven is he's a former receiver. He wants to throw the ball,
Yeah.
right? And now he's going to have Bird Finklin and Devin Dampier to be able to throw the football in this talented and high RPO offense.
Last I checked, those two are not on the transfer portal.
Right, they're not. I'm looking at the ticker right now, making sure we have till the 16th.
Do we have a transfer portal update in the hour?
Right.
Every hour on the hour. We should, instead of the Mammoth at 30 or whatever, we need to have transfer portal at 30 here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Yeah, so we have until the 16th till the portal closes, and then that's what I love about this. It's one window, it's done, and we don't have to worry about another portal window after spring, right? But what I'm curious on is with Kevin McGiven, you now have resources. You now have skill. You now have a place where players want to go and play with a huge history of success and honestly fear amongst the country. I think a lot of people, have respect for the University of Utah.
They've earned that.
Yeah, in P4 in competition. And so now you have the resources. You're going to have a great defense. Right, this defense isn't going nowhere. Right, we've seen it year after year, plug and play. I know we lost Smith Snowden and T.L. Johnson to the transfer portal, and I'm sure if they don't find any love in the transfer portal, Morgan will take them back. But John Henry Daly, you lose those three, but honestly, you've seen the way we played in that bowl game. We can make up for that. And I think Morgan is instilling confidence in these players and these people in the future of what Utah football is going to be, and that's what you want to back up against. So I'm really excited to see what Kevin McGiven can do with the talent pool that he'll be able to get here at Utah. And, watching this transfer portal and seeing what ads they need to have from the seniors that dropped off. Dallin Bentley's going to be a huge guy to have to replace. But I tell you what, folks, how good did J.J. Buchanan look in that bowl game? J.J. Buchanan is an absolute monster.
There's talent there.
And he is going to be a star. And if he's not preseason first team all Big Ten, I'll be very surprised because that guy is talented. He's all of 6'4". He's so fast, and he's a big body. He's a big body receiver. He's about 230, 240 receiver. And so he's that hybrid tight end, the Dalton Schultz that you see from the Houston Texans, but even more athletic. J.J. Buchanan is going to be an absolute beast. And so this offense, we are primed and ready. I am very, very excited for Utah football right now. I don't even know how to put it into words, but just the moves that we have to do, we got time. Of course, you're just watching the ticker for the transfer portal because you need assets. And as players leave, you got to have time to get other players to replace them. That's the only hard part right now. But what Morgan Scalley's doing on the coaching staff, and it starts top down. Everybody tells you. It starts from the administration down, right? Administration, coaching staff, players, equipment staff, strength staff, all of those all play a key part into what it is. And I think Morgan Scalley has done exactly what he needs to do to get started this year.
So is the notion that Kyle Whittingham left the cupboard bare or he left the program worse than when he did? Do you feel that way? Do you feel like damage was done, or do you feel like this is how college football works and both sides are going to benefit just fine?
I'm glad you asked. I am tired of hearing Utah fans right now talk about how Kyle Whittingham has left this program and try to rummage through stuff. I don't know. As I said, I'm not on these boards, but it's just what I've been hearing. You guys need to stop, right? Kyle Whittingham has done so much for this university. He has left it in great, great condition. We went 11-2 this year. He's been working with Morgan Scalley. Honestly, here's the thing that you fans need to ask yourself. was the coaches that left, Beck, Detmer, Harding, Freddie Whittingham, were they a part of Morgan Scalley's plan of the future? Do you think that they were? What if they weren't? And they knew that. So they just went with Coach Whittingham, right? And so I think Morgan Scalley's done a tremendous job of understanding what it is, and he knows what he wants, and I love that. But Coach Whittingham has done nothing but put this program on a pedestal and made sure that it is done right time after time. Even the way that he stepped down, right? It could have been a lot more chaotic than it was. And he gave grace and was like, I'm doing this respectively. I'm doing it the right way. I love this university. I love what it's done for me. I love this community, and this community needs to love him back. It's that simple, right? He didn't do anything detrimental to this program. We've done some great things. As we said, what Morgan Scalley has done from the coaches that he's wanted to replace the coaches that left, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's exactly what you need. With a new regime, you're going to need new energy. And I think that Jordan Gross is going to bring some great energy. He's going to bring some great resume to this coaching staff and rapport. Morgan Scalley has relationships. I didn't even think about Kevin McGiven as being an option, but it's a great option. He's got experience. He knows exactly how to run an offense. Now they have to build rapport together. He's hired from within. He's promoted his guys. And I just think that this is just awesome. Coach Whittingham done right by this program. This is great for all sides. Coach Whittingham got another opportunity to coach and got a huge pay raise. Morgan Scalley got the ultimate position that he's always wanted in life, and the program is in great spirits.
And got to hire the guys that he wants.
And got to hire the guys.
Built the staff the way he wanted instead of just having to roll everything over.
When you transition, it has to be what you want.
Right.
And you don't want the last thing that anybody wants to hear is, oh, Morgan Scalley's only having success because of what Coach Whittingham left. But you guys are sitting here telling that Coach Whittingham had rummaged through everything. And it's not. It's not that way. I think that this transition is beautiful. I don't know who's responsible for it, whether we can say Mark Harlan, we can say Morgan, we can say Coach Whittingham. I think as far as any transition that's happened, it's been extremely amicable and very professional how it's happened. And I got to commend all sides because this has been beautiful, and I cannot wait for the future.
There you go. That's
Simple.
Sly's take on the situation. I think that the bigger concern maybe for Utah fans when rating the cupboard is concerned is coming in and getting a bunch of players off the roster. But as of right now, you've seen 3 guys in the transfer portal. There's more.
Yeah.
Racing Guillory ended up at LSU, but that's a freshman that redshirted last year. I'm talking about
Dallas
starter
Vakalagi.
impact players that are of value in the transfer portal that would feel like massive losses. Mm-hmm. Losing John Henry Daly, an All-American pass rusher, is a big loss.
Right.
Smith Snowden feels like a loss. Mm-hmm. Cale Johnson, a multi-year starter, feels like a loss. If you're really digging into the film and you know personnel, I know some people would argue that maybe it's not.
Or maybe you can get somebody in the portal that could be able to replace it, right? You still
can have that
Sharif,
opinion.
Sharif Shaw is an amazing coach. He's an amazing developer, and he'll be able to do it. But I want the Utah fans to make sure that whoever's coming to this university, transfer portal or high school recruit, understands the community that they're coming into. We are a great community, so stop over here talking bad about Coach Witt or anybody. Just make sure people understand we are a top-notch program and we have a top-notch community, and that's exactly what we need to be acting like. And so all these fans need to nut up and make this happen.
There's not been a mass migration of players to Michigan.
No.
So it's probably, barring some kind of crazy wild change to all that, I think those concerns can go away too. And it's probably time for everybody to adjust to the new changes, accept them, and see how it all plays out. We will see. But Morgan Scalley worked quickly and got the guys he wanted. And on paper, it looks like a pretty darn good staff. And also on paper, not massive departures in the transfer portal of impact players. So if you're a Utah fan, you've got to be thrilled about that. Specifically, guys,
they had their team meeting today,
to
so let's watch the transfer portal here in the next couple days. I don't think it's going to be mass exodus. But there's a lot of excitement around the university right now and that football program in that building. So we will see exactly how that turns out. But again, we have time to develop. And as I said, I put my money on Morgan Scalley because he's a guy who's prepared, he's smart, he wants to be here, and he's ready for the moment. Morgan
Scalley's introductory press conference will take place tomorrow, and you'll be able to hear some of that press conference right here on JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, it was a huge weekend for the NFL. Week 18 is in the books. The playoffs matchups are all set. We're going to go through all of that next on the NFL Blitz on JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All the latest news and notes from the league and the locals in the NFL. JJ and Alex bring you the NFL Blitz on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Love the music, love the time of year. We are turning the calendar to 2026, which means it's playoff time in the NFL. The matchups are set. But before we get into the matchups, there was a lot of carnage in the league, and a lot of guys got fired. We're going to run through that list in a moment. But first, I want somebody out there to win a little cash.
Ooh.
Let's give something away. And you know what we're giving away.
Got to have
it's
the
Monday.
Green.
Oh, yeah. Well, it comes in the form of a gift card, but that's very 2026, right? I mean, no one actually has cash anymore,
I don't.
Right?
I was in Vegas. I was like, I can't tip anything. I don't.
How do you give tips anymore? I feel bad for those that depend on tips because I don't have any cash to give you.
Venmo.
There you go. That seems uncomfortable and clumsy, but
very.
Anyway, call in now at 801-575-ZONE with the Chevy Strong Play of the Week to win a $20 Amazon gift card. Now, if you were listening to DJ and PK in the morning, you know what that play is. So call in right now and win some cash. 801-575-ZONE with an impressive lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs. It's no wonder that people are switching to Chevy. Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealers, America's fastest growing full-line brand. Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealers. That's 801-575-ZONE. Get that $20 Amazon gift card if you know that play of the day. All right, before we get into everything that happened, we got to I feel like it's like one of those in memoriam things at the end of the year. But it happens in the NFL where we have to pay tribute to all the coaches that didn't make it, that were left behind. I feel like we need like some Sarah McLachlan or something while we do this, some sad music.
Hey, Nap, you got a tiny violin. We need some tiny violin audio for all of this.
It's kind of hard to play that over the NFL film stuff, but...
There we go.
Oh, that's
there
more like it, yeah. All right.
It's a bigger violin, but we'll take it.
Here on JJ and Alex, we want to take a moment to pay tribute to those NFL head coaches who woke up this morning unemployed. Now, there were already two coaches in the NFL that had lost their jobs this year. The first was Brian Callahan. You're wondering, who's Brian Callahan? I think everybody wants to know and doesn't remember who Brian Callahan was. He was the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, but not for long. He was fired on October 14th. He went 4-19 with the Titans, including a 10-game win streak. Then after that, on November 10th, the next coach to go was Brian Daboll of the New York Giants. The Giants lost 8 of their first 10 games. We knew they would be bad, but I don't think the owner expected them to be that bad. 11-33. Brutal. Brian Daboll had to go. And then this weekend, it didn't take long after the games ended. In fact, for Raheem Morris of the Atlanta Falcons, it was almost immediately following.
I don't even think he left the field.
Their win. They won.
You're out of here.
They won 4 in a row to end the season.
Right.
Not good enough. Owner Arthur Blank's in his 80s. He's not patient. He wants to win a Super Bowl. They haven't been to the playoffs in a long time. So, Raheem Morris, gone. Kevin Stefanski of the Browns, gone. It was him or Shador.
Oh, yeah.
And the Browns made their choice.
Stefanski needed to go.
But Stefanski's going to have a job here in the week next week. I promise you that.
Head coaching?
Yes. Yep. Don't be surprised. And I think there's going to be some more. There you go. And there's rumors that the Packers may have interest as well because their head coach does not have a new contract. LaFleur needs to win badly. Let me just say that. So there's a lot of pressure on some guys this week. Pete Carroll, no longer with the Raiders.
Everything with the Raiders.
I don't know how Lloyd feels about that today, but 3-14. I don't know what was expected of Pete Carroll with that roster, but it did not go well. Pete Carroll, I don't know where he's going to end up at age 74. Is he looking for another job? I don't know.
I mean, they decided to do Geno, and you had a top 10 draft pick.
Yeah.
And you don't lose the last game to get the number 1 pick. Like, what are you doing?
Well, they ended up getting it, but it was weird that I don't know. They had a 10-game losing streak before winning on Sunday. Yeah. So maybe Tom Brady has an eye on somebody out there, but obviously Pete Carroll was not a long-term option anyway.
Right.
And then another coach you probably never heard of before lost his job. Could you guys tell me? Here's a little bit of a top 10 or a would you rather type feel, but can you name the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals? Go.
Oh.
I got an O.
Jamarcus Russell.
You got it.
Wow. Nap.
He's an NFC West guy.
He's studying.
But
oh yeah, you're at Rams, huh? That's your Rams. Yeah.
Jonathan Gannon is he's unemployed. He went 15-36 in 3 years with the Cardinals. Wow. Every year we're like, the Cardinals are going to turn it around. This is their year.
Well, at least they gave him some years. It wasn't just a one and done like Pete Carroll.
Yeah, he got 3.
Yeah.
But 3 very forgettable seasons. So those are 6
move on from
jobs.
Kyler Murray?
Yes. How's that worked for you? That's not working
at all.
It hasn't. You haven't made the
playoffs.
Always
injured, and
you're not winning games. He's been there long enough. It's not like he's developing still.
Right.
It's time to move on. And I think that the Cardinals, whoever's running the show there, I don't know who is. They've always suffered from very poor ownership.
Yeah.
I don't know what direction they want to go in now because there's never been direction there. So, and I think it's tough to find a coach that wants to be there because they know I'm not going to be here long when you get fired because we're not going to win games because no one ever wins here.
Which is great. They're in a division that is interchangeable, right? I think there's a different division leader. It's not like the AFC West.
But look at the Seahawks.
Right.
Look how quickly they rebuilt.
Yeah.
And that's a GM there.
That's in 2
Schneider
years,
that
right?
knows what he's doing. Yeah.
2 years, yeah. Geno came in there, did great. Jackson Smith-Njigga's
they were
year.
good. They were competitive last year in what was supposed to be a rebuild.
Yeah.
With Geno Smith. I mean, Geno resurrected his career then. Then Geno goes to the Raiders. You see the difference.
He's got a good paycheck.
Same player.
Yeah.
What was different? It's the organization. It's the guys around you.
It's crazy. That is so crazy. The New York organizations, right? I commend the New York quarterbacks that actually had success at the Jets or Giants.
It's hard.
It's hard because they are a terrible organization.
Yeah.
And the Cleveland Browns.
That's where quarterbacks go to die.
That's where everybody's career goes to die.
Except for Myles Garrett, who just set the NFL sack record.
Just imagine if he was in Dallas or
Can you imagine
Philly.
him at the 49ers?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like one of these organizations that are, I mean, what if he was on the Ravens? The Ravens are probably in the playoffs right now.
Go to my Steelers. Just go
but
to
he's still, he's made the choice to stay there.
And that is loyalty. One, he's paid, so that's great.
Yeah.
But like.
You're Myles Garrett. You can get paid anywhere.
But that's crazy because Joe Thomas was the same way.
He did stay there.
And just stayed there.
That's a Hall of Fame guy that never made it to the playoffs.
You could have been Andrew Whitworth and go to another team and win a Super Bowl and end your career that way. And Joe Thomas he's like, no, I don't want to do that. Hopefully Myles Garrett gets one before he retires.
It's not going to happen in Cleveland.
It won't be in Cleveland.
Not going to happen in Cleveland. Do we have time to go through a few playoff? I'll try to make it quick. We'll break it down more tomorrow, but the playoff bracket is interesting. Let me do this. You look at the people if you're an NFL fan, you know the bracket by now. The Broncos are the number 1 seed in the AFC. The Patriots are the 2 seed. They'll play the 7 seed Chargers. The Jags get the 6 seed Bills, and the Steelers, the champions of the AFC North, because somebody had to win it. Although that was an amazing game last night. It was
awesome.
Fun. But
that's how you end the season.
Both teams tried to lose that game, honestly, right? It was not.
It was Ravens Steelers-esque.
It was. But these Ravens and Steelers are not the old Ravens and Steelers. And then in the NFC.
Yeah, because Jalen Ramsey,
he's washed.
That's another story.
The Seahawks are the number 1 seed in the NFC. The Bears will host the Packers for the third time this season. Eagles will take on the 49ers, the 3-6 game, and then the Panthers will host the Rams. Those 4 or 5 games, it's just hard to pick the 4. And I think both of the teams that are in the 5 spot and both the AFC and the NFC can get to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
I believe
Rams
that.
and Texans, for sure.
And no one's paying attention to the Texans or talking about the Texans, but they quietly put together a 9-game win streak to end the season. 9 games.
Yeah, because that offensive coordinator to start the season, I'm just like, I didn't realize that they got a new offensive coordinator. Yeah. I was like, that defense is going to be electric. C.J. Stroud now, his third year, he's going to be
He looks like
awesome.
himself again.
And that start of the season, I'm just like, what in the hell? And then I found out that they have a new offensive coordinator.
Stroud regressed last year. He didn't start this year well, got banged up.
But they are trending right now.
No question.
At the right time.
What travels in the playoffs? It's defense. And
defense wins championships, baby.
And I'm saying this as a Broncos fan.
You want that AFC championship to be Texans Broncos. That's going to be amazing.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it can be because you're probably getting a Broncos Texans divisional.
I don't know. Chargers could surprise you.
If the Chargers beat the Patriots, then that would change. Or the Bills beat the Jags or whatever combination thereof.
It's possible.
But man, as a I'm sitting here as a Broncos fan. The Texans are the team I don't want to play the least.
Yeah.
That's the team because that defense is unbelievable. And the Broncos struggle to score. And I just look around the AFC, and it looks like the Texans could take down anybody on that list.
Yeah, man. Broncos got the ultimate home field advantage, though, with the elevation being up there. But, yeah, and so it's great that they got the number 1 seed. And it's
they needed it more than anybody else in that bracket.
Since Super Bowl 50, right?
Yep.
And so there's just everything comes full circle.
It feels like that.
Panthers are in the playoffs.
Right. I don't give the Panthers a chance, though. But I bring up the Rams because does anyone want to play the Rams?
I don't know, but the Rams be losing it.
They're kind of messing around a little bit, and Devontae Adams was injured,
but he's going to be healthy going in, and I think he's huge,
massive.
They need the 1-2 punch,
yes,
right? Puka's great, but again, this is football, ultimate team sport. You can't win it all by yourself. But when you have somebody on the other side to compliment you. And that other somebody is Devontae Adams.
Yeah,
that makes your offense. And Matthew Stafford has always been high on him, and he's the Hall of Famer. But the Rams are dangerous, especially if Devontae Adams is healthy.
So if you're looking for some teams that aren't the number 1 seed, or I think those 5 seeds are the teams to watch.
Right.
In the NFL playoffs. I like both of them, and I like their path, and I think that they both have what it takes to win Super Bowl. Can't wait, though, for the playoffs to start. We'll dig through all the matchups and all the details throughout the week here on JJ and Alex on the NFL Blitz. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get you ready for the Utah Mammoth. They are at Madison Square Garden tonight taking on the New York Rangers. You're going to be able to hear that game right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone, and all of our KSL Sports Zone stations. We'll get you ready for that next on JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Accessing.
When TV and radio collide.
Love it.
Wow. This is what you get. You're listening to JJ and Alex.
Don't touch that dial.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
It's a busy night of sports here on the KSL Sports Zone. And it's going to start at 5 o'clock with the Mammoth at MSG taking on the New York Rangers. Their one trip to Madison Square Garden. We remember what happened last year. It was magical. Let's hope the Mammoth can create some more magic again this time around. They would really, really be nice to end that trip with a 2-1 record, especially after that dud in New Jersey the other day on Saturday. That was gross. After probably one of the best performances of the year against the Islanders last week. So on New Year's Day on Thursday. So the Mammoth really need to get a win before they come home and get this homestand going. Sly, this is a chance for the Mammoth to really, really get hot. And, and no matter what sport you're talking about, you have certain opportunities when you have a long stretch of home games before a break. You gotta strike while the iron's hot.
You got to, and I think it starts on the road, right? As you said tonight, if they can get a solid win, even if it's an emotional win, and then get back to the barn, here on Wednesday against Ottawa, man, and start this homestand, that's going to be huge, man. Because I think Utah fans want to start their year off right with some good home wins. I know I'm going to try to get to some Mammoth games this year, and I think this is just going to be huge for this hockey team to start the trajectory of getting ready and getting getting into the playoffs.
This team needs to be consistent. You can't have one good game and then a stinker the next.
Yeah.
It's getting old because this team's better than that. And I like that Sean Dursey felt the need as a leader on this team to say something after the last performance. This team needs to get and find consistency. They're better than this. They can put together a nice run of games. If the Buffalo Sabres can win 10 in a row, come on, Mammoth. You don't have to go on a run like that, but you can win a lot of games, and you can get rolling here at home. We'll see if they can do that. And it starts tonight. If they can get a win to end up road trip against the Rangers, that'd be nice. Also, the Jazz tonight in Portland taking on the Trailblazers. So after Mammoth hockey, roughly, you can figure out on the signals. I don't have a list in front of me, but you know where to find the Jazz, and you know where to find the Mammoth tonight. They're both on the KSL Sports Zone on the different channels, so you'll find each game and the pregame and postgame shows. The Mammoth postgame show here starts right now. Adrian Denny is going to take over here in just minutes. Again, Jazz Trailblazers tonight at 8, Mammoth at 5 right here on the KSL Sports Zone. We'll see you tomorrow.